everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel on a great day. Today, a lot in the news. Now, if you haven't seen yet, well, the all-new Porsche GT3 RS has, well, it looks like been leaked online. Now, people are just now really seeing this, and the photos that we're looking at with a painted version that isn't blacked out like the test cars we've been seeing at the Nürburgring. It looks crazy. It looks absolutely crazy. And in this video, we're gonna go over everything this new car offers and then highlight what's to come during Car Week in Monterey, California. So stay tuned for that. Anyways, so right away, let's go over these photos that were leaked online of this new car. Now, I'm not sure too much on the backstory of these photos. From what I hear online, it was an Instagrammer who leaked them, or it was a magazine. Now, tons of other big car YouTube channels have started posting this as well. Make sure to check out their videos as well, because it's always a ton of fun getting different inputs and feedback based on this news. Me being the track guy, I love going to the track, and seeing this spec for the GT3 RS just blows my mind. Honestly, the aero on this new car is stunning. Just look at the front end. Now, obviously, the RS isn't the GT2, so it doesn't have the turbocharging nature. This is still the naturally aspirated flat six Porsche that you can buy and enjoy before the days of the naturally aspirated motors go away. I think that's what makes these cars so special, the GT3 models. And the thought of the ultimate GT3 RS ever made is very intriguing, isn't it? If you look at the standard GT3 and you look at how fast that truly is, sub 7 minute at the Nürburgring, how much faster do you think this is going to be? Do you think this all-new GT3 RS will have what it takes to beat the GT2 RS around the Nürburgring? That's a really interesting question, because the aero on this vehicle, it honestly looks like a GT3 but Senna variant, right? When you have aero like this, it is literally the cheat code for lap times. If you go to any track day and you see these cars that have maximum airflow, the cars with the biggest spoilers and the most amount of downforce can take corners the fastest. That's why you see global time attack race cars or Porsche Cup cars and so forth. If you want to drop seconds fast, make more downforce. Literally, the corner speeds that you can achieve is just surreal with a high amount of downforce. I think with this car, it's going to be seconds faster than the standard GT3. The standard GT3 is already an unbelievable car. This is the one to get, in my honest opinion. I think the GT4 RS was stunning as well, but looking at these photos, it looks like an actual race car for the road. Anyways, let's dive deep and go over a lot of the cool characteristics of this new GT3. Looking at the rear end of the car, well, what do you notice right away? Well, the wide body kit is just stunning. The rear hips look pretty similar to the standard 992 GT3, but once you start looking lower and lower, you'll see these huge floating blades. Now, these air extracting vents are just unbelievable with how racy and raw they look. This looks like a wide body kit from an actual race car. Same with the front airflow. Look how open it is. From the front fenders, you have the massive air extracting vents, the louvers up top. That is a signature GT3 RS upgrade. Check out the air extractors behind the front tires. The opening for the airflow is massive. I do have one concern, that is the amount of rocks you'll be shooting up on the side of your car. Hopefully, from the factory, Porsche will put some factory PPF right there. If you are buying the new GT3 RS, I would highly recommend to put as much paint protection film on the paint as possible, because having a track car, race car like this, just imagine the amount of rocks you'll be shooting up with the Cup 2R 275 Michelin tires. I'm not going to complain, because I love what Porsche did here. They have made the GT3 into literally, it looks like an absolute race car for the road. I kind of want one. I really want one, to be honest with you, because it looks so raw. Now, if you don't know this, these air extracting vents will help relieve a lot of the hot air and also a lot of the airflow coming from the front wheel arches. Moving to the rear of the vehicle, same can be said for those exit vents out back. With this swan style rear spoiler out back, it looks crazy. I can't imagine the amount of downforce that you must be generating. Downforce, again, is the cheat code for the racetrack, And this is going to make this car beat, I think, relatively anything on the market. The value that you'll get out of it, if you can get a good deal on it, I think is just going to be insane. Being able to have a spoiler that big that looks like it's straight from the McLaren Senna in this massive wide body kit with air extractors everywhere and these blades towards the diffuser of the vehicle. The only negative aspect I could even maybe throw out there is that it doesn't have as much horsepower as a lot of the new supercars coming out. You're still roughly at 500 horsepower with the flat six. What we're guessing is around 530 horsepower for the GT3 RS. But horsepower, you can still be fast on the racetrack with not too much horsepower. That's why you see Miata race cars, time attack cars, put down laps faster than 800 horsepower track cars. If you can maximize cornering grip and momentum on the racetrack, you don't need to slow down as much. Therefore, the need to accelerate as hard every single time gets diminished, and for overall lap time, you'll be quicker. Plus, you'll be going through less consumables because you're not pushing the car as hard from putting your foot on the floor and slamming your foot on the brake to slow down the car. Keeping momentum is the #1 way to make a track car fast. I believe this rear spoiler is active. It looks active, especially with the red actuators out back. What are your thoughts? Please let me know in the comment section down below. That rear spoiler is going to take this car up into a whole new realm of production street legal track cars. For the key points to highlight, this photo shows off the interior with all the Alcantara and the new 992 GT3 RS. I love the yellow 12 o'clock mark up top with the red stitching everywhere else. And then you don't have door handles on the interior. You have little straps to open and close the doors. I think this car, I would love to imagine picking up this car as another track car for the collection. Getting the GT3 RS, a new body style, if we can find an allocation, I'm going to try to look into that after this video, trying to find an allocation for this car because I'm extremely gravitated towards it. I'm addicted to the track. That'd be a dream, right? With the new Z06 track pack, we're going to be using that car to its limit. We're going to love that car on the channel, trust me. Compare it against the GT3 RS would be unreal. How do you think the new Z06 with the Z07 performance track package and the carbon fiber wheels with 670 horsepower will compare against this 500 plus horsepower Porsche GT3 RS race car made for the road? And then check that out, the DRS system. So both aspects of the spoiler, I think, become adjusted. So the top half, as you can see, the angle is more vertical, so you can't see through as clearly, and then it flattens out. This is going to help to reduce drag for straightaways like the Senna. If you don't know the McLaren Senna, makes the wing a bit horizontal and uses other airflow trickery to reduce the drag, the pressure being pushed down on the vehicle, slowing it down. And then for the corners, or when you're slamming on the brake, the idea is to maximize that rear force of the air to keep the car balanced so the rear end doesn't pick up, right? And also to help slow down the car faster, because the more drag you have, the harder it is to go through the air, to cut through the air, which is why if we hand outside the window like a wall or a brick, you'll feel all the force. And then make your hand horizontal like on a plane, then you'll slice right through the air. That is the idea. Downforce drag not only helps for corners, minimizing drag can help for acceleration, everything. There's so many different elements to the formula, which is why having this many different layers of adjustment is crucial for the fastest lap times available. Depending on what track you go on, you can maximize downforce for the left-right sweepers, for example, the Nürburgring, or for a track like VIR and elsewhere with a big straightaway. If you wanted, you can actually reduce that rear end downforce and then carry more speed on the top end of things. But you may get a more I'd say lively car in the tail for the corners. If that's your style, let me know. What do you prefer, more downforce or less out back? Check out these 275 by 30 by 20 inch wheels up front. And I do have the RS center locking caps, which those are hard to maintain, I'll be honest with you. Other than that, carbon ceramics in the middle, and then elsewhere, yep, Cup 2Rs. These tires, I think this car could have what it takes to get close to what the GT2 RS put down at the Nürburgring. What do you think? Will it beat it? Probably not, because it doesn't have 700 horsepower, but with the latest generation of suspension technology, tire technology, and downforce, if you can maximize downforce again, put Senna levels of downforce on a street car and make it so that you can drive on the street every day and not have any repercussions of downforce, but then go to the track and then change the settings to maximize downforce, it can change everything. It can change the whole game. I believe these might be magnesium wheels. Porsche is very famous for their use of magnesium wheels. Similar to carbon fiber wheels, they will help to lower that rotational mass to maximize the performance of the vehicle, because you have less rotational mass to deal with for deceleration of the brakes and accelerating. Here's one interesting bit to highlight. Look in front of the tires. Do you see these air vents, air inlets? Well, this is similar to what you see on other performance vehicles, where they're using the front fascia to help divert and channel air around the front wheels to minimize drag again, and also create a bubble of air. This is good for the airflow of the vehicle, the efficiency. It's all about managing air. Another key point to highlight, you do have a roll cage out back of this GT3 RS. So yes, it looks like we can get a roll cage for the Weissach package. That would be the one to get, in my opinion. Other than that, it's interesting because the rear spoiler doesn't just have two arms. Each arm gets separated towards the middle to create like an angle effect to match up with the side fins of that spoiler. And then you have a vertical element as well. What are your thoughts on this design? Now, I was talking to my friend who has a GT3 RS, a prior gen GT3 RS. He was telling me he thinks the spoiler arms are a bit too close, but please let me know what do you think in the comment section down below. And then here's the front end, I think my favorite view of the car, because look at those ducts on the front hood. Question is, are we gonna have a frunk in this Porsche? What do you think? Those perpendicular fins to what it looks like the S-ducts on the hood seem very, very cool. I don't know what performance enhancements they would add, but an S-duct does increase front end grip and downforce. In some cars, can change different flaps to lower the amount of air being channeled over the hood so that you can decrease the front downforce or increase it to your liking. However, I think that the design what they did here is showing the world that Porsche isn't afraid to go big or go home. They are going bold and they are truly pushing boundaries. This is going to be, I think, my most favorite Porsche ever made. Major shout out to Porsche. This is truly the official car. It looks like the legit one from the leaked photos. Now, we will see very shortly, but again, I cannot wait, because whatever it's going to be like the finished version, it is going, I think, to be groundbreaking, and I cannot wait to learn more about it. Please let me know what do you think in the comment section down below. I'm very excited. I'm very pumped. Are you going to try to get one? Do you think we should try to get one to track to experience what Porsches are truly like at a Porsche to the track car collection? And do you think the new Z06, Z07 package Corvette we're getting very soon, will it be able to compete against the GT3 RS? I can't wait to find out. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button for much more great content coming out your way. Also, subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'll see all of you in the next episode. And if you're a track geek, make sure to let me know. What are your thoughts on your overall build of this vehicle? Is downforce really the king? See ya!